it was good. I think it was needed.
Good.
Very busy with work, so in that sense, kept running all day, so it was busy. But in the end, we also managed to do some sightseeing and some hammam and massages. So I think even just that for me was like, oh,
Yeah.
I went to a hammam. I spent Italian prices for getting the massage, but I'm like, this is a present from myself to myself.
Well done.
Yes.
Well done.
So it was really,
Very
really
necessary.
yeah. I decided, like, I'm gonna close my eyes, not think that it's 100 euros for the hammam and the massage and the whatever. You go to a local place, you probably pay 20 euros, but this was really nice and much needed.
Yeah.
So so it went well in terms of the workshop itself. It was so busy, and since myself and other two colleagues were like in the organizing committee as such, we ended up doing a lot of the running around and too little of the listening, which is what happens. Of course, the director at one point started going, you guys need to listen. And, it cannot be that you're always doing everything. I'm like, I'm not doing everything. I'm sharing, because, she says I do everything and I don't delegate. I'm like, I am delegating. The three of us have been, sharing the work. And to be honest, if other people were to take part, the job should have been divided differently up front, because, the reality is that if I have organized together with other two people everything, once you get there, you take on board and you continue doing, right? Unless there's been other instructions that, other people should participate. But other than that, it went well. Happy I went.
Good.
And,
So we decided that what we do is we'd use our sessions to help you try to make progress in your relationship with Torsten.
Yeah.
So you said being away for the week helped. Can you give me some tangible evidence of it helping? In what way did it help?
Well, it helped for a start in realizing that even though I was still with my, I need to go home, I need to, I need to speak to the kids and whatever, in reality, the kids were fine. And it's more my anxiety that comes out.
So why did you think that the kids wouldn't be fine? Did you think that the kids wouldn't be fine?
No, it's not like I think it wouldn't be fine. It's more like I have to. It's the I don't know where it comes from. It's the responsibility of,
okay, so
I need to call, I need to speak to them. I almost as if I'm failing my mission, right?
Yes.
And then of course it's difficult because Torsten, I tend to update him a lot more when he's away. The kids are doing fine. This has happened today, kind of to make him feel a bit like he is there, even though he's traveling. He is not the same. So, I mean, he made the efforts to send me some videos and the kids and stuff. But, at times I'm like, would you give me an update what happened? But actually, in reality, when I came home, I asked him how it went, because my mother-in-law had been visiting for the week. I was away. And he said to me, a bit pulling his face, he's like, I've basically not been here because I've been late at work every single day. So he was not happy. But basically the answer was, what do you want for me to update you on? I've not been around.
And so, how did you feel about that?
How did I feel about that? I feel bad for him, in the sense, I know he feels bad about it. He's not happy about it. But God, I feel like if, with all the justifications I make for him and for his job and for his, you know, the level of his career and stuff, there, I mean, I do totally trust him when he says the job, you know, I already make as much efforts as I can. More than this, I can't. And if I changed job, if it was still in Italy, it would still be the same. You know, I would have to still work the hours. So
Is it because it's in Italy then? Is it
yes,
because it's in Italy?
yeah, he says that he thinks that if it was in Norway, it wouldn't be the same. Even though I told him that I don't know how much I trust him, in the sense, whereas I have seen it that in Norway, there's a lot more attention to work-life balance, to people having part-time or flexi time or whatever. In Italy, it's more, there's more a tendency to start the work day late, finish late. In Norway, my brother-in-law, even though he does a full day, he starts at 7:30 and at 3:30 he leaves, right? Okay, that they have only 30 minutes lunch time, which makes the difference. On top, that 30 minutes is included in his work day because he works for the public sector. But I mean, details. I said to Torsten, I still have difficulty believing that in Norway it would be different, because I've only known you.
Well, I have some very close friends in Italy. One is like a sister to me, and she's a divisional director. And
Okay.
he has the organization, it has 2,000 people in it.
Okay.
So she's got a couple of hundred under her, and she still gets home by 5 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, Torsten's company is not setting the example, and it's a Japanese company, which makes it worse.
Yes, that will really make a difference.
Then, of course, I mean, I cannot pinpoint it. I mean, for me, it's like I told my boss, I prefer to have work-life balance than to have a career. Because for me, to a certain extent, I'm working. Whether I'm a G4, a G5, a G6, or a P2, I don't care. As long as I'm working, I'm doing something, I'm learning something, and I'm making a contribution to a certain extent. Maybe I've kind of put my heart at peace because I know that it's not like it's a job of my life, if you see what I mean. But I also think that maybe it's different with men, because whether you want it or not, you know, they kind of end up putting their job and their career somehow at the top, even though, like I say, Torsten is very much dedicated to the family. But I don't know. I mean, end of the day, it's his call. I've told him many times, you can quit your job, we can do something. You can take, you know, even the other day I told him, put some money aside, we can take a year, a sabbatical year, and go to Norway and have the kids in Norway for 1 year. You know, it's not like, but you know, then the drive also needs to come from him. I cannot push for everything. And on top of this, you know, I don't know if now I'm changing topic, sorry, because it's still concerning Torsten. The other day, I was a bit pissed, well, very pissed with him. I almost wrote to you. The thing goes, he says to me in the evening that like a friend he has, basically, I think the only friend he has here in Rome, who works just as crazy hours as he does. He had told him whether he wanted to go to the cinema. There was a documentary, something that he'd been invited to. And fair enough, Torsten asked me, what do you think? So already kind of realizing that he realizes that he's never home. And I was direct and honest enough. I said to him, Torsten, if it is for the amount of time that you are with us, I would tell you to not go. I would tell you to stay at home. But I said, for the little that you have social life, in the sense, real social life, not the social life you have with work people when you have business travels, which is all the time. And for the fact that you do not have friends here and you do not socialize, and the fact that I think it would do you good, I'd say you go. So fine, okay. He said he was entirely, like, he had the same thoughts as me. So that was good to hear. Only that, you know, I was trying to push the, you know, the Adriana needs to step out, whatever. So I said to him, okay, fine, in the morning you drive the kids to school then, since you're not going to be at home with us. So that was the plan. Only that last minute I had a colleague who has her kids also in the same school. She wrote to me, can we go to work together? I have some stuff I'd like to talk to you about. And since they are reorganizing here at work and cutting positions, you know, we needed to talk. So I said, okay, fine, Torsten, I'll go to school. It was not my plan. I wanted to take it easy, even if it was just 5 extra minutes, avoid running in the morning, but fine, I had to change because of this reason. And then fine, okay, I took the kids to school in the evening. I was expecting him to come home because the cinema appointment was later on. So I said, okay, even if you come home just half an hour, at least the kids see you, we see you. Last minute, he didn't come home. I was a bit pissed. Even on the phone with him, I clearly told him, I'm a bit disappointed that you're not coming home. And then, of course, at the same time, I feel bad. You know, I called him back when the kids were not around, and I said, Torsten, I'm sorry. I don't tell you these things to make you feel bad, because I know you have already a guilty conscience as it is on your own. But I said, I have to tell you because, you know, I was really, you know, expecting you to be home from 7 to 7:30. The little it is, you know, I was ready to have it. When you tell me, and he says, look, it was not my intention either. Something happened, which I know it is the case. And he said, I have to stay here. Even like the cinema appointment, I let my friend go first because I'm going to join them at the cinema afterwards. So I said, okay, fine. You know, I understand, you know, we can't do anything with this. But so in the evening, when he went, I was really raging on my own. I think I went into I was really like annoyed, and I was in between. I sent him a message telling him we need to talk. I managed to contain myself because I thought if I send him my usual, we need to talk tomorrow night, like he's gonna get pissed, and 2, it's gonna ruin his evening somehow, right?
Yeah.
So, and I've done many of these in the past. I know, I know what it takes us to. So I was really fuming. My brain was just going negative. I started writing down on my phone on the notes. Because I thought, even if I have to send him a message or an email, it needs to, you know, I need to write it down. And then I started thinking about you, and then the message ended up being quite a long one. And a negative one anyhow. In the end, I let it be in my phone, and yesterday I deleted it. I'm just like, there is no point attacking him with more negativity, so I just let it be. Some small efforts here and there. Yesterday I had a play date with the kids, and then he called me saying, well, I assume you guys are going to be a bit late at home, so I popped to the supermarket. I bought some stuff and I'm gonna take care of dinner. I'm like, whoa. So that was that. And maybe in all of this there's been another episode where, what was it, I think at the weekend, even can't remember, a couple of times I said a couple of things that were positive, and you could really see him, he almost like cried. He said, I'm so happy to hear you, that, like, the positivity. But then it so happened that something, well, now I can't pinpoint what happened, but I said something and he completely lost it with me. And I said to him, Torstein, it cannot be that, you know, I say 2 positive things and you're happy, and then the minute I say something negative, you lose it with me again. I'm like, I cannot be positive all the time, or at least I'm not, you know, it's not who I am. I've been working on this for the past 3 years with Suzanna. I said, but you need to allow me to be negative at times. And he said that the way I express myself at times, I need to remember that the way I express myself has an impact on him. And I said, fine, but you also need to try and figure out why anything that's negative that I say has an impact on you. Because, Torsten, I'm making efforts. And, you know, I cannot always be you know, la la land, everything is happy. And, you know, I am who I am as well. But we managed to fix it, that one there on the phone. So fine, both of us try to make efforts. So I don't know what you think. It's work in progress, I guess.
Well, more importantly than what I think, what do you think? I mean, do you, when you, there's a lot of swinging from negative to positive for you, and there's a lot of swinging from grateful to you because you've noticed something and you're helping him feel good about himself. He feels recognized for the effort that he puts in, and just completely zoning out in the sense of not even sending you a message, sorry, I know we said I'd come home, but I can't make it. Just a really short SMS would be all it required. So there's a lot of pendulum swinging, which is very normal and a very healthy sign, because it means you're both not stuck in the negative. You're actually moving out of it. But like any change, you need to come back into it and then go out. Like you saying, you know, negative is my default. I need to be negative at times. I can't always be positive. Absolutely true. It would be very unhealthy if you were positive all the time. And it's unrealistic of anyone to expect it. But that tells you how much he is stressed by this situation and how thin his ability to manage it is wearing. So how do you see this? I mean, was there anything you thought you did in this last week with Torsten that you couldn't have managed, say, 3 months ago? Do you see any signs of making small, and these may be tiny bits of progress?
Yeah, even the fact that I did not slam that nasty SMS to him, you know, I was almost there, and I was even getting annoyed with myself for all the negativity, but in reality, I'm happy. Post factum, I'm happy that I did not send him that message.
So are you saying that 3 months ago you would have sent him that message?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
It's not 3-5, but you know. Yeah.
What about your joint ability to recover things and to work things out, to talk them through? Has there been a little bit of progress there?
Yeah, I guess even the fact that when we fought about, I said something negative, straight away took it bad, and then, you know, I went to the supermarket and we kind of managed to clarify, even though we got very, very tense. We kind of small managed to recover. When we were almost there to slam the phone down. I guess, yeah, it is small improvements.
Well, those are the things that you both need to keep your focus on, because you will swing, and you will swing wildly, okay? It is part of, the clocks do it, don't they? What do you call them? The grandfather clocks, they swing. But when you stop them, they don't automatically go to the center, they swing. They keep swinging, and that the arc of the swing gets smaller and smaller until it finds the center. That's what you're doing. So You need to keep focused on the progress that you are making, because once you see that you are making progress, then it motivates you to not be so worried by the times when you get very close to the edge and you don't know if you will recover a situation. It helps you to recover more.
Yeah.
All right. So I would say, all in all, that week away has done you a lot of good.
Yeah.
Because you were away from the source of the tension, which is telling you a lot. What is it telling you?
I need to continue being away.
Yeah. So get out of the house, do things for you.
Yeah.
Because it helps you. He is not able to do very much at the moment because he's stuck in it. This is because it's an Italian company. I don't see my boys enough. I don't have any private life. He's seeing what he hasn't got, all the things that his job doesn't let him have.
Mm-hmm.
So one of you has to do the stuff that actually supports the relationship, because he can't. He is totally dependent on you. That's why he almost cried with gratitude.
Yeah.
So recognize where he is and recognize what you need to make this work, which is to do stuff for you. And if it means going and have a massage or something, then go do it. Spend the money, because otherwise you'll spend it. The chances are you'll spend it in a divorce.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know.
And that's not a nice option to think about. So either way, you need to make an investment in you and in the marriage. And it may come down to making a financial investment.
Yeah. Indeed, what was good as well was while in Marrakesh, I did miss him, right?
Yeah.
I did miss my family. I did miss him as well. So that was good, the feeling.
Very good.
Yeah. So that was good. And I guess the next step would be that I would have to try and not get so hung up on the fact that I'm dying for him to express a bit more, I miss you, I love you. You know, he is not like that already. I mean, but you know, he has his moments, of course. And also the famous, let's go out, let's plan a date. I'm kind of very much hung on this, but I know it's not coming. And I noticed that I use it very much as a reason to get upset.
Yeah.
Like a reason to start going, I've told him many times.
Yeah, which of those two options, him telling you he loves you and being romantic with you, and him saying let's go on a date, which of those do you think is more doable from him, is more possible?
I don't know. I think maybe for him, maybe give me a hug and say I love you.
Yeah.
But I think of the two, I would rather have the other. Not because I'm dying to go out. In reality, I'm so tired, I don't care. But
you can have a date at home.
I've got so like obsessed about it that for me, that is almost the sign of saying I love you, I miss you, if you see what I mean.
Yes,
kind of saying I care about this relationship enough to make an effort to find the time in my calendar, see if your mom can come over, because I have tried so many times and I've told him many times that, you know, I'm at that stage where I don't want to say it anymore, because if we don't manage, I'll get upset again. But I'm so much wanting for him to do it, but I know he won't. And that's what I need to kind of let go.
Okay, do you think he won't or he can't at the moment?
I think he can't. Because I think it's the typical thing that either he thinks about it, like he tells me all the time, I do think about things, but I forget them, or I forget to tell you, right? And I totally know. I know he's like that. I trust him 100%.
Yeah.
Or he forgets. He has so much happening that he's not even able to think, okay, let me see, let me plan. And then next week he's going to be traveling to Japan again. And I know if I mention it, he would probably get overwhelmed by I'm traveling. There's not going to be time. Yeah.
So what are the things that you've learned that might be useful to you to manage this thing about getting focused on, I really want this and I'm getting a bit hung up on it? I really want him to tell me that he loves me, or I really want another date. I want to feel that this relationship is as important to him as it is to me. What are some of the things that you've used that you think might help you here?
That's the thing, I don't know. I think I should just stop wanting for him to do.
And how possible do you think that is? How realistic do you think it is? Can you just should yourself into not wanting?
I guess I just need to stop doing it, and that's it.
No, you can't just stop, sweetie. The heart wants what the heart wants.
What do I do then? Because I'm stuck on this.
Emotions override logic most of the time. You want it. The way is to find something that makes you feel good enough about yourself so that it becomes less of a want that's right in your face. I want this, I want this. You can let him go a little bit. Because while you're wanting, you're hurting. And there is no logic that's powerful enough to shift that hurt. That's the truth of it. What you need, the only way to shift to find it is to find something that motivates you, not to feel so dependent on him for your feeling good and valued. So what do you do that you love doing?
Yeah, but then you're saying I should do something that I like doing for myself.
Yeah.
Whereas,
because when you feel better about yourself, you feel better about all of your relationships, because you're feeding the one that's most important, which is the relationship you have with yourself.
But maybe I'm wrong, but I have the feeling that it's not so much that, say, I would like for him to say, let's go out for a drink or something to feel good about myself. I would just like to have that, to have a sign that he cares. I don't know why he cares about the relationship, and I know he does, but I don't know why. So that's why I'm in doubt whether doing something for myself would
okay, good point.
Would reduce, because say on Sunday I'm most likely going to do a shatsu practice day all day. That I'm happy about.
Good.
But at the same time, I'm kind of in between. I'm like, I would like to spend some time with my family, and then Torsten is going to be traveling, and still I would like to spend time with him.
Okay, that's completely understandable. So when the kids have gone to bed, when the boys are in bed, and you're on the sofa, let's say, is there any time when you feel that you could tell him that you love him in the hopes that he would, in that moment, be able to give you something of what you need?
Yes, I could, but I'm stuck on the, I know it's wrong. I'm stuck on the, I need to make the first step, right? I'm kind of stuck on that feeling that if I don't make the first move, I don't get in return. And I know it's not true to that extent, and I know I'm different from him, but
Okay.
that's why so much I would like for him to say, let's find a day to go out, just to hear that in his mind there's space for me. I don't know if I managed to.
No, you're doing really well. I do understand you and I feel for you. But again, I ask you, how practical is that? How realistic do you think it is?
No, it's not realistic.
So if you can't get what you want in the way that you want it, the problem is in the way that you want it, because you could get it another way by you initiating it. So your problem is having it the way you want it.
Yes.
And that's one of the two reasons for unhappiness: wanting what we can't have and not wanting what we do have. They're the two reasons.
Say that again now.
The two reasons for unhappiness are: one, wanting what we don't want.
Okay.
No, sorry, wanting what we don't have and not wanting what we do have. Wanting what we don't have, not wanting what we do have.
Okay. Okay.
So you want something that you can't have, because at the moment Torstein is not able to give it to you.
Then I need to find a way to put my heart at peace with this.
Yeah. So what's more important to you, wanting it the way you want it or having it, however it comes?
Unfortunately, I think that the answer is, and the answer is wanting the way I want it. Because, and in this, now I must give him recognition. He's probably right. Often I want things the way I want them. And that's it.
Well, welcome to hell and misery in that rabbit hole, matey. So what can we do to help you shift that boundary that you've created that says, I either get it the way I want it or it's not valuable, or I don't want it? When he can give you so little, what can you do? What can we do to, what might soften your heart and say, well, what happens when you get something not the way you expected? How do you feel about it? If you wanted something and you didn't get it in the way you expected or wanted to get it, but you got it in another way, have you ever had that experience?
I think more it's either I get it or I don't get it. But
if
maybe
you don't get it how you want it, you consider yourself not to have got it.
Well, of course, I'm trying to picture like real life examples because I can't. Yeah, probably you're right. I think, okay, now I would have to concentrate and think of like real examples to give you a proper answer. But as like feeling it inside, it's probably if I don't get it the way I want it, I didn't get it. I get annoyed already.
Okay, good. So you get annoyed, and so then obviously it doesn't come because you're annoyed and you're blocking it. Because no one feels loving towards someone who's shouting at them or vomiting over them. So what would happen how would you feel if I said, if you started it, then Torsten may be so grateful that you have a wonderfully romantic evening afterwards, and he really tells you how he feels. How would that feel?
Can you say that again? How would I feel if
you're saying it first, Torsten, I love you, and I'm really sorry that you're going through such a tough time at work. Okay, but just know I love you. It may not seem like it all the time, but I do love you. He may be so grateful at that activates something in him that lets him tell you how you feel, with the result that you end up having a lovely half-hour or evening together on the sofa at home, not having to go anywhere, but where you really feel this man sees me, gets me, loves me, I am so important to him.
You're probably right. Yeah.
Would that be okay? Would that be okay for you?
Mm-hmm.
Because what it seems to me is happening is that your anger is actually putting the distance between the two of you.
Yeah.
And your anger is created by wanting things in the way you want them. Otherwise, they don't exist.
Yeah.
How helpful do you think that is for you? If they don't come in the way you want them, I don't want them.
No, it's not useful. And I think that I probably have that, like, as my reaction and as my go-to reaction, probably. But in the household, I've probably made it worse because I've been building up on resentment. So let's say because I've been doing all the time, then I've been building like myself up into this, I'm doing everything, you're doing more. Like, I take it to the extreme, but it's like, I do everything, you do nothing, therefore I want to get it my way.
Yeah.
Because I get to choose. So I think it's gotten even beyond.
And how's that been for you? Has that worked? Have you got it your way?
No.
So how do you feel about admitting that it might be time to change and do something different?
I think I would have to take the courage to, even like whatever you proposed, it's even nice, like the picturing the evening and the words and stuff. I would have to almost take the courage to actually say those words without getting hung up on my, I'm not going to say it first.
Yeah. But okay, this is where you really need to choose, because I really get where you're coming from. And I understand that we all need to be told that we're loved. But sometimes if we see that our partner's not up to the job, but we know that they do love us, it's just something is going on and he's not fully available to us, then sometimes we need to take the first step and just, you know, in the kitchen together, cooking supper at night, just put down what I'm doing, just go up to him, stand behind him. If he's standing at the cooker or the sink, stand behind him, put my shoulders or my arms around his chest and say, I love you. And just kiss him on the shoulder. And that's sufficient to melt things.
Yeah, I know.
Quick thing, it takes no more than a minute.
Yeah.
Because how often do you tell each other that you love each other?
We do, every now and then.
What's every now and then? Once a week, once a month, once a year?
Like in words? It can vary, maybe once a month. In words, like not actions. Of course, you know, we do hug and whatever, but so, like, really make the effort to say it. Well, it depends on how crazy and how much fighting we've been, of course.
Yeah, it is amazing that you're still both together. It's just a testament to how much you love each other underneath all of this.
Yeah,
because you don't give up, either of you, and that's fantastic. So so if I say that to you, you don't give up, this is just a testament to how much you love each other. How does it feel then to be saying, I love you first?
Good.
Oh, well, there you go.
Naughty Suzanna.
Yeah, I'm really horrible to you.
Yes, you are.
To do all the things you don't want to do, but that you'll love anyway.
Yes.
See, it is never about should, Adriana. Never. You will never make yourself do something if you force yourself. It's exactly the same with nagging someone into doing something. We just don't like it, and our body goes into stress. It does not make us want to do anything. So what do we have to do if we can't do it by saying, I should do it, I should just get on with it? One of my clients used to tell herself, I know I should just tell myself to get on with it. And I said, no, that's the last thing you should be telling yourself. And it is the last thing you should be doing or telling yourself, because your body is telling you that's not what you need. What you need is some self-compassion. So find something that makes you feel good, and you always can. Look at what we've done here today.
Yeah.
I've just kept asking you questions when you brought me little things, and I thought, oh, there may be something there. There's a crack there that I can shine some love onto. And that's it. Okay? So when you, so let's just sort of talk ourselves through this. When the next time you feel, I'm going to try this, instead of going down the rabbit hole of, I want him to do it, what will you use instead? What has made you feel good about trying it here today?
Well, I guess if I already managed to remember, like when you said to me, when you said to me just now, it's surprising you still together. Like it hit me, right? You said it's a testament to how much you love each other, and it kind of made me feel giggly a bit.
Absolutely, you changed totally. You were. It was as though someone had told you, "I love you," and you were all happy and happy.
Yeah, indeed.
And bubbly, and it was lovely.
Yeah. So
and the fact that you want to talk to him when you're away, and he wants to talk to you when he's away, that he misses the family when he's away, that he hates it, that tells you how strong the love and the bond is between you, despite all the problems.
Yeah. So if I can hang on to this thought or feeling.
So remind yourself how much you love each other to go through all of this.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but I just thought maybe your actual bond may have been getting stronger.
Okay.
I hear you saying much more regularly that you're much more compassionate with him, and you're much more understanding, and you're much more able to get really mad at him and then pull back. And it seems to me that where before it was all Torsten's this, Torsten's that, Torsten's the other, now it seems to me that there are times when you are both really tender and loving with each other and really miss the relationship.
Yeah.
So it seems to me that this bond is getting even stronger between you. I don't know how you feel about that, but it suddenly came to me.
Yeah, no, I think we do feel like we're strong as a family. Like, you know, he gets very soft. Like the other day we had a school meeting, the first of the year, with the teachers, individual meetings, and both of them, he managed to come for one of them. Good. He could not reach the first one, but, you know, and we were both very proud because it's going great at school, and given, you know, our past experience with the kids, you know, we're just proud of them.
Absolutely.
And you know, we felt really grateful, and like, you know, he even said we had two fantastic kids. And okay, fair enough that they are two fantastic kids, but they are two fantastic kids also because of us. That's what we, you know, we know.
Well done.
We know, we realize, I think, when, yeah. But yeah, it's tough to be in this crazy rhythm all the time with him being busy, upset about work, you know, all of this vicious circle where it's almost like you cannot break it.
Well, the only thing to break it is to get out of it. So someone is going to have to be very brave. But now is not the moment. Now is the moment for you two to bond, so that, because it's unthinkable.
Yeah.
If you're not a tight unit and really know that you have each other's backs.
Yeah.
Okay. So what needs to happen, I would suggest, is that you get to the stage where you can stop the bickering regularly. You may have to start it, but you can stop it without doing too much damage and without getting too frustrated with each other.
Yeah.
And then it will be possible to think about taking a chance on more insecurity. By what do I mean by that? The insecurity now is that you both have 2 secure jobs. That's fine. The boys are doing really well. Great. So the insecurity is you two and the amount of time you squabble and bicker.
Yeah.
So that has to be solved so that you can take on board the idea of another form of perhaps insecurity with finding a new job, one or other of you.
Yeah.
And I suggest it will be him, because you have found a way with your work to manage it. He doesn't. And I something in me says that it's more the Japanese culture than it is the Italian casinista way of working. It may be a mixture of both, but the Japanese culture does not help, because they really own your soul.
Yeah.
When they hire you, they pay you well, but they really own your soul.
Yeah, indeed. And even the Japanese colleagues who come here, I understand that for them it's like being on a holiday, because of the down there they work triple as much.
Yeah, it's so unhealthy. But they see it as being successful because they, in the space of 10 years, became one of the world's leading economic powers. So they don't see yet the downside of it, but give them long enough and they will. But they don't want to be around for that long.
No, indeed.
How regularly does Torsten go to the doctor?
What?
Regularly does Torsten go to the doctor? Go for an annual checkup?
He says that he goes because he has the compulsory checkup every year with work. Thank God, otherwise
they will never pick up on things like depression then, will they?
No.
Because he may be mildly depressed.
Actually, it's funny you should say it. I said it to him this morning because he had a moment of, he was hyper, like he was he was being extra funny with the kids and stuff. And I said to him, come on, stop it. And because, you typically, then I'm in the bathroom and he comes to disturb him and whatever. And I said to him jokingly, but I meant it. I said, for me, you could be depressed. You keep on going up and down, up and down.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's not a good sign.
No.
And the longer it goes untreated, the worse it will get. Usually. But you can do a lot of things with depression, with mindfulness and with diet.
Right.
And there's a very good psychiatrist who's an integral, holistic psychiatrist. She's American. Her name is, I've just unsubscribed from her mailing list.
Okay.
I can't remember. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, if you find it.
Because she is really good, and she's sort of a trailblazer among psychiatrists, and she's surprisingly young for not giving drugs, but by trying to give a broader, more holistic.
That'd be fantastic.
Because drugs have such an enormous side effect on you. It's not good. You can't function fully on them. So she does it through diet and through mindfulness, and she has fantastic results.
Okay, that'd be great.
Kristin Neff. No, it's not Kristin Neff. Neff is the professor of psychology for self-compassion. I can't remember. I know her name begins with a K because I sent her details to a close friend of mine whose sister's been severely depressed for the last 9 years. So,
Oh, okay.
not 9, but almost 9. So, and they've just found a GP in their area who is very interested in food and other things to treat depression with as well. So they finally found the right professional.
Okay, that's nice.
Okay. So there are things that you can do, and you could feed Torsten ingredients that
Yeah,
would be
of
good
course.
for his, that would release serotonin. Okay,
Yeah.
things like 70% plus dark chocolate.
70% dark chocolate.
70%
Huh?
plus. I take 86%, I think.
I keep it at home, 70 plus, so I guess I can start tonight telling him
Yeah,
let's have a piece of
it
chocolate.
doesn't need much. It's a square a day. It doesn't
Yeah.
need much, but need it regularly. Oats for breakfast. So I have porridge for breakfast.
Okay, we do. Yeah.
Half water, half milk. If it's water, it's not porridge. It's gruel, which they gave the children in the workhouse in Victorian times, and quite frankly, it's disgusting.
Yeah, with only water. It's like
Yeah,
the Scots make it, so only
oh
with
my
water
God,
is disgusting. Yeah.
well, they put cream and whiskey in theirs as well.
Oh. My kids eat it. My kids eat it with, well, and I do as well, with milk, and then we put apricots inside.
Yes, and I also put apples and pomegranate seeds.
Ah.
I put whatever I want in it,
Yeah.
but you can make it so delicious these days,
Yeah.
porridge. So
Yeah.
so
Okay,
that's
yeah.
a good thing because that's full of vitamin B, vitamin B spectrum, and it means that you can help. It's a very good thing for stress.
Okay.
So it's a precursor to depression.
That's great. If you can send me that name, I'll look it up.
I'll give you the psychiatrist.
Thank you.
Because she's very good. I can see her face. I can't remember her name. Okay, so what are the takeaways for you from today's session? What do you think will stay in your mind and that you'll use and you found most helpful? It might be a reflection point to think about, or it might be an action.
2 things. One, that it is a fact that I tend to want what I don't have. I mean, it is a fact. Now it has become really apparent.
And is it also a fact that it doesn't work for you? Yeah, remember that fact too.
I'll write it down. Okay, wait, I'll write it down.
It just makes you more unhappy, more stressed.
Yeah, and then that in the moment of difficulty, if I can manage to remind myself and feel the moment when you told me that we have a strong bond, that is kind of, it's full of emotions. It's full of
and nice emotions.
Yeah.
Remember also how you felt. How did you feel about missing Torsten when you were in Morocco?
Yeah.
Okay, so use one of my neuroscience teachers said, good experiences are wasted on us. Sorry, I just have to check this. Oh, good. Good experiences are wasted on us, and they are. I know exactly what he means, because we just forget them after we've had them. We remember the bad ones.
Yeah, indeed.
But we forget the good ones.
Yeah.
So make a conscious decision to remember the good ones.
Yeah.
The good ones in this case, where Torsten is concerned, might be the bittersweet ones, the poignant ones, because you love him, there's great tenderness there, there's great loyalty there, there's a huge bond there, but you're still bickering. So that can be a poignant, what we call bittersweet one, because part of it's lovely and we feel girly and gigglish and loved, but the other part makes us a little bit sad because why do we keep bickering? It doesn't matter. If you can get to the good fact, the one, by good fact, I mean the helpful one, the one that's going to help you move out of this cage that you've put yourself in, where it says, I only want, something the way I want it. It has to come the way I want it for it to be acceptable to me. because that is really making things so much harder for yourself, so much more difficult.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
use helpful facts, the one that I gave you when I said, it seems to me that this is a testament to the strength of your bond and how much you actually love each other. It seems to me that you're actually getting closer. The pendulum is a good sign because pendulums have to swing either way before they gradually find their balance in the middle. So the fact that you're swinging means that you're moving. You're not stuck constantly on negative, bickering.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another great sign for you.
Yeah.
The fact that you miss Torsten when he was away.
Yeah.
The fact that you miss him saying that he loves you. Well, they help you loosen up the I want it in the way that I want it, otherwise I haven't got it, it's not acceptable to me. Helps you loosen that stronghold that won't let you see that there are alternatives around it. And one alternative is for you to start that so that he can say it to you.
Yeah.
As well, because you're getting it and you're feeling it. How did you feel when Torsten nearly burst out crying?
I felt soft inside.
Yeah. Towards him? That's another helpful feeling. That softness towards him, because that's exactly the same softness when we feel when we melt into the arms of someone we love, when they say it to us and they hold us and they look in our eyes and they really mean it. It's one of the best feelings in the world. There is that melting and that tenderness. So they are all helpful feelings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
You've been I've been getting a bit seasick in this session because it seems as though your mobile phone has been moving.
Yes, because I don't, you know what, sorry for that, if I put it up here where it's fixed, I don't see, you don't see me. So
I see you. I see you. Not quite as much, but I see you to hear.
So then I've been keeping in my hand, but I don't know why I've been moving the phone left and right.
Now I've been going, oh God.
Sorry for that.
Good job I haven't had lunch yet.
Sorry. It's going to be diet, because now you're not going to be hungry either.
No, I'm feeling a bit sick, to be honest. It will take me a while to recover, but never mind.
Sorry for that. Quick question before I leave you.
Yeah.
Just, I've asked you for your CV because kind of what triggered it is that even though IFAD is going bananas, when we were in Marrakesh, one of the two facilitators was really, in my opinion, not good. And I'm like, I was wanting to ask you, do you do also facilitation work?
I haven't done any facilitation work for years. It depends on the size of the group. I don't think I'd be comfortable with a big group, but with a smaller group, it would be easy. It would be like mentoring, small group mentoring.
Okay, fine. Because I wanted to send it to someone where they told me in HR to send it to that person, but that's why I wanted to have your CV.
Okay, so have you sent it on?
No, not yet.
Good. Please don't, because I'm working with a CV expert and I keep going back to my CV and strengthening it for corporate work so that it's clearer what I do and how I can help.
Okay.
So I hopefully will be able to get it to you next week.
Okay, fine. Then I'll wait. Yeah. Thank you.
Brilliant. What do I need to send your sister? I presume I have to send it to you. Do I need to send her my most up-to-date mentoring CV plus the mentoring plus corporate CV, as I call it, plus a suggestion for how I might be able to work with them?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, send me what you have and I'll forward to her.
Okay. All right. Well, that will be next week then. Okay.
Okie dokie.
All right. Enjoy the day, and I'll see you next Wednesday.
Yeah, I don't know if I've booked it already, but normally I'll book it for Wednesday.
I don't know if you have, because I think here I just put them down without looking. I don't think you have.
Then I will do now that I go back.
Yeah, I've got you down on the 28th. Okay, that's going to be the 7th session. So the 5th of December will technically be our last session.
Okay.
Okay, and the last session will be a roundup session, putting things together, you asking questions if there's anything you're not quite sure of, so that when we end the 8th session, you will have made some progress and more progress with Torsten. You are making progress. I don't want you to think you aren't, because you are.
Okay,
And
thanks.
the first steps you take in progress are always the hardest.
Yeah.
So the fact that I can see progress, and that when I point it out to you, you can see it too, means that we're meeting our goal.
Okay,
We're doing
good.
really well. Okay.
So we have 2 sessions left.
Two
Is
more
that what you said?
sessions.
2 sessions. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So next 2 Wednesdays. You can
Yes.
change those if you need to, but
Thank you so
that's
much.
good. All right. So enjoy the weekend, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Okay,
Ciao,
my love.
Susanna.
Bye
Bye.
bye.
Bye-bye.